We're here with Maj Toure, the founder of Black Guns Matter. And Maj, you're from Philadelphia. And we were talking a few minutes ago about how there's a lot of beauty in Philadelphia, and there's a lot of. You're a rapper.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, Philly's a very aggressive and creative and artistic city. Whether that's from the visual arts to sculpting to all of these different things, and hip hop has had a tremendous impact on the city. So, you know, growing up, I loved the music, I loved the culture, but I used to make music that dealt with like real issues. You know, I'm talking about, you know, things that affect the community, whether it was negative portions of law enforcement, whether it was the effects of, you know, gentrification and poverty, all those types of different things, as well as presenting a potential solution to it. The way of crafting words in a manner that gets somebody to think, as well as could potentially give them a solution. I was always been a fan of that. So, you know, one of my earlier projects was called Solutionary, and that's even something that we do even with the music and now with the work. The people that are supporting our work at Black Guns Matter, they're called solutionaries. We see what the problem is. We don't revolve around it. We're not revolutionaries. We see the problem. We present an answer. We solve it. We never have to deal with it again.
You start Black Guns Matter.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly does Black Guns Matter do?
We are a firearm safety and training organization that goes to the areas that has tremendous amounts of, you know, gun control, which in turn goes hand in hand with tremendous amounts of negligence, violence, and just the all-around disrespect for the Second Amendment. We go to those areas, and I say disrespect from the politician standpoint, creating more and more legislation that doesn't deal with educating that demographic. So we crowdsource. We raised. Currently, we initially started a goal of $25,000, and we only wanted to do 13 cities. We ran through that in a very short period of time, you know. And people kept saying, "Come to our city, come to our city." So over the last few years, we've been to most major cities around the country, and now we're fundraising for having getting our first flagship building that we can own outright. Starting to create chapters around the country, but basically it's basic firearm safety, conflict resolution, de-escalation, and political education for people that have a curiosity but have no information about firearms or any of that stuff. We want it to be, we are entry level. There's no organization that's doing this work on the grounds, grassroots level that is as entry level as us. And so that's what we are at Black Guns Matter.
So you've got a panel here today, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
The panel today, because of the work that we've done for the last four years with our organization, I've met some of the most skilled, informed, loving, caring, supportive, safe, responsible, you know, firearms owners, business retailers, YouTube personalities, all of these different eclectic group of people that have a commonality in their love for firearms and or, you know, defending freedom. So some of these guys are like, you know, John Hickok, who is obviously responsible for Hickok 45's channel. We have guys like Rob Pincus, who's an internationally trained, you know.
Rob's an old friend.
Yeah, all over the place. Heck of a trainer.
Yeah.
We've got guys like Akil from Taylor Defense Training Group out of Baltimore. These are guys and women that I've interacted with that are either trainers, military, instructors, or things of that nature that have had interactions with the urban demographic, and we're going to utilize that to put all these great minds, great men and women, and showcase to whoever wants to come today at 2:30 that these are some areas that they've had success in the urban demographic, whether that's through pop culture via YouTube. Hickok's channel has had over 1 billion views with a B. You know, and so putting all of these, you know, great people together on a panel where folks that come, whether you're a retailer, a distributor, you got a gadget, a widget, a gun manufacturer, whatever, and you can hear from some of these women and men and what has been successful for them. And I think it's very important to put that out there for people.
People want to get a hold of you, what do they have to do?
Basically, I'm really active on social media, at Maj Toure, MAJTOURE, and bigger than that, as well as, not bigger than, but we also need everyone's help and support. These classes, we make them free to all beginners, to everybody that wants to come into any of these classes, but we ask everybody to pay it forward with a donation, GoFundMe.com/Black Guns Matter. But outside of that, if they want to talk, chop it up, set up a class in their town, just hit me on social media at Maj Toure.
I appreciate it. Maj Toure, Black Guns Matter, and for SHOT Show TV, I'm David Lombardo.